prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as...
Look at the shields on the mark themselves.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take them!
Alright, here we are, a very exciting round indeed, Tasteless. We are getting deeper and deeper into the losers bracket in the IGN Pro League. We have in the top left, Liquid Ret, and in the bottom right, Dignitas Select. Two amazing players. Select, of course, just fell down to the loser bracket via White Raw. Some ownage from White Raw, a sick badass, but you know who is just as badass as White Raw is Ret.
Yeah, Red is a very scary player. We've already seen him in previous games here in the IPL, as well as previous StarCraft 2 games. I think he's basically one of the most respected Zergs outside of Korea. I think even if you compare him to the Korean scene, he's very scary. But let's not count out Select.
No, of course.
This guy is a Dawn of War world champion. Two-time. And remember, I mean, that was a popular RTS game. That was,
It was a good game. I used to play it.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
And this guy was unmatched. So here he is in StarCraft 2. He's had a lot of success. I think still at this point in time, the most successful StarCraft 2 players are from StarCraft 1, but you rarely see a guy from, a little bit more of an obscure game, comparatively in RTS games, doing as well, holding his own
I would
against
say
these Titans.
Select is the top of that category of players that really did not play an RTS game before, at least outside of Korea. Select is at the top of that group. So, looks like Select going to go for his pretty standard double barracks pressure. Love to see if he tries to do something crazy with it. Maybe 3 bunkers on top of the ramp, maybe an SCV Marine all in. I don't know.
There's a lot of different things you can do. He could even just make a command center.
Yeah, you can actually just make like 2 or 3 Marines and make a command center. It's very economical, and you force a bunch of Zerglings, and then you laugh because he doesn't have a lot of drones.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these builds that we see what he's doing, and we say to ourselves, well, we have a rough idea of what can be done, but there's no way to really predict exactly what the outcome of this opener is going to be because it is so flexible. Here comes the scouting SCV. He sees the hatchery.
Yep, and he's going to know, of course, that is a hatchery first. He's going to see the pool right there. And on his waypoint, his tour around the Zerg base. Hope he put on his SCV tour boots.
He's on his run. He's on his little lap, man.
Yeah.
He's going to training for a marathon.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, it's going to be an SCV triathlon soon.
I feel bad for an SCV because he kind of has to go where you tell him. If you actually told him to go on a marathon, he'd do it.
Yeah.
A 26-mile long map. I'm pretty sure you can make that in the map editor in StarCraft 2, and you just right-click him to the end, man. He's gonna be like, oh,
come on, man.
There's like Gatorade stands, but you have to tell him to get the Gatorade. It'd be so sad.
You gotta mine it. All right, here come the 3 Marines in the SCV. This drone barely made it out in one piece, and it looks like we should have a command center coming up here pretty soon with this SCV parking in the command center location. I don't know if you should make this denied.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. Anyways, you're quite right.
Creep actually helped him there.
Yeah, you would have just lost it in 2 seconds. Had to just lose 25 minerals. Plenty of Zerglings out for Ret at the moment. The 3 Marines pushing up, but as that Spine Crawler finishes in a little bit here, he's going to be totally fine. Bringing those drones out just to make sure he does not want to lose too much health off the Spine Crawler. He lose a little bit, but not too much. And here he goes, more Marines joining in, so he's going to want to pull back before he loses any drones. Can he do it? Can he do it? Loses a drone. Loses a second drone. Nice harassment by Ret. This turned out to be very cost-effective.
Yeah, Select definitely did some good harassment. I was going to cover for you, don't worry. Yeah, Select definitely did some good harassment there. And it looks like he's not done.
Oh, I don't know if I like this, Tasteless.
Well, I think it's sometimes better. I think he's pulling a Phoenix right now, as we've seen him do in some of these games. So he's back there, but look, I mean, the Zerg just moves his drones.
Yeah, and that doesn't
it's
really
like,
affect...
so what?
It doesn't affect the mining that much. As long as Ret waits for the proper amount of units to just crush through those Marines, they aren't really doing... Look, what are they doing, man? Not much. That's what Tasteless. 2 Queens coming in, the Zerglings as well. And the Zerglings surrounding that Marine. Does lose a Queen. Should have pulled that back a little bit, but that's fine. Cleans up these Marines with minimal losses. And down come the drones once more.
The command center is just now finished. A 3rd barracks will probably be placed at the entrance, and this is going to allow Select to get into a pretty safe position. Here is the factory on the way as well.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to go two-fact. It's just so popular right now. I'm pretty sure he's going to, just because that is like what Terrans are doing. If I wrote a book and its title was What Terrans Are Doing by Dan Artosis Stemkowski, and it was on Oprah's bestseller club, alright, it would say they're doing two-factory Hellion after Marine
That's what they
Brass.
do nowadays. They get the armor upgrade, the combat shield upgrade, move out with the Hellions and the Marines. The Marines can shoot down Overlords. The Hellions can protect them from Zerglings and Banelings. And it's basically a very difficult situation for Zerg.
Yeah, it's a tough rush to hold. Definitely want a few spines against it. We'll see if that's what happens here. We do have 3 barracks going up. That's just kind of for the wall. Whether he wants to use all 3 or not remains to be seen. Looks like he will use them for now. And 29 drones against 26 SCVs. So Rhett is going to have to pick up his drone production a little bit. Definitely want to jump way ahead for a little bit of the Terran SCVs, or the mules will make it way favored for the Terran.
Yeah, very good point, Artosis. Select, he's very calculated. You know what I like about Select is Dawn of War was nowhere near as much of a macro game as StarCraft 2 is.
Yeah.
But this guy is really taken on the macro approach. He's got very systematic builds. As we can see, the Spire here, I know we were talking about him moving out with the Marines, with the combat shields, and the Hellions.
Yeah.
Now, this opening up with very quick Mutalisks can actually throw a wrench in the gears of that strategy, as he's not going to be able to move out and get back to his base.
Yeah, you can definitely trap his units and whatnot. As long as you take out those Marines very carefully, the mutas are obviously going to clean things up very, very well. And look at that, Rhett trying to sneak in with that Ovi. The Marines do take him down. No sneaky snake Ovies in these cases.
No sneaky snake Ovies indeed, Artosis. Looks like the Marines should be ready with the Blue Flame upgrade almost finishing and the combat shield ready.
Yeah.
But again, it looks like Rhett knows how to respond to this. He's getting ready with those Mutalisks. And I think Select may be in for a little bit of a surprise.
Well, we do have a Baneling nest on the way. The combat shield should finish as he's reaching Rhett's base. And as he moves out, I like this a lot, I have to say. Starts another command center. And that is going to allow him to expand behind this pressure and really get a great economic lead. Well, hopefully, anyways, that's what he's going for.
Well, you know what's funny is most Zergs we've seen try to take another hatchery much sooner than this. We do see a drone here which is going to be killed. No! Got to be careful not to act too quickly.
Yeah.
You know, you want to check for stuff like that. But here he is. He's scanning.
And, alright, running the Hellions by, kind of interesting there. And the Zerglings can actually go down and fight those if they want, but sending some back to go after those Blue Flame Hellions. The Queen there as well to help out. A bunch of drones being fried. And it looks like those Marines have cleaned up the spines, but definitely taken some damage. Here comes some Banelings. Baneling connecting a little bit. He's going to want to pull those drones back, maybe. Nope, gets a nice surround and cleans everything up. 45 drones left over against 41 SCVs. Selected some reasonable damage.
Yeah.
I'm actually almost kind of surprised that he actually sent the Hellions away. I feel like if he had kept those with those Marines, the drones, which ended up being the units that finished it all off, would not have been able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, it was the raw numbers that actually started to overwhelm him there. He didn't need to do that, though. You're absolutely right. And here comes Rhett for the counterattack. This is going to keep the Terran on his toes inside of his base.
Yeah, right on his tippy toes, Tasteless.
Stim is just now starting to Artosis.
A couple of Thors about to pop out. And with those Thors, he'll be able to stop the harassment. But it's going to be hard to take a third base. In the meantime, Rhett just saw everything he has. And looking at everything he has, Tasteless, as a Zerg player, I can say, that's not scary. That third base is going to get hella droned. It's going to be wicked gnarly, man.
Dude, as Painters would say, wicked gnarly. Hella wicked gnarly. And that's going to be the case, Artosis. There's no other way to articulate that.
No, that's actually the best way to say it.
That's the best way to say it.
Pain User has mastered the English language.
Yes, I love the Cali dialect. Now, we have a double expansion here from Rhett. This is a little bit gutsy, Artosis. He's basically saying,
I like the
no,
core base.
no way in hell is Terran going to get all the way across the map with my Mutalisks out there.
I would say he's very right, too. I mean, Thors are slow, man. By the time those Thors walk across the map, he can have 1,000 lings out.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he cannot. Okay, he can have 1,000. We can have a lot of Zerglings out. Now these mutas coming over, trying to harass a little bit. There are a couple turrets being made, but taking those SCVs out, that's going to be so annoying for Select. The Thor out of range, not protecting those turrets very quickly, and Select just losing a few more SCVs, and It's the little things, Tasteless.
It is the little things, Artosis. So right now, Select again in a defensive posture. These expansions over here are going to be pretty easy for Ret to defend. They're not too far apart. We've seen some Zergs, they'll expand to the far bottom left location, but then of course medevac drops are very good, and Terran can push to this region that we're now seeing over here, which Ret is destroying. And as I speak, it looks like there actually is a push going on over here. Yep, there it is.
I was wondering why he was leaving there,
I know,
but here
like-
it is, the Thors and Marines, the Marines next to the Thors, so that they can't be magic boxed as well. The Mutas will still take a ton of damage if they do so, but those Siege Tanks, you gotta be careful, they're kind of off to the side there. And if Ret can micro in and kill some of those, it's gonna be terrible for him. And look at this, it did not kill his Destructible Rock. It's gonna be harder for Select to actually get back there and defend that area, but between the missile turrets and the range of the Thors, gonna be alright for now.
Yeah, no kidding. The creep has been pushed out pretty far here. Select has to proceed with caution. He's probably going to want to destroy the rocks in the upper location. But as I say that, the rocks in the bottom location have been destroyed by Ret. And he doesn't even go for the rocks. Even better than what I would have thought. He sieges up over here and just fires away at that from that location where the siege tanks can't be touched. But Ret is carving a hole into the back of Select's base.
I don't know if he sees that.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't
Let me
think
go
he
ahead and
does,
check
man.
here. No.
Oh my god, he does not see it. And this is pretty nice, man. Taking out some missile turrets, making the SCVs run. Might take out a factory. Ooh, going for the orbital. I like that move a lot. That even has
look
energy
at
on
that.
it.
No scans, no mules, just the one that you have over at your expansion. That makes
Yeah.
things very difficult, Artosis.
Yeah, that's actually awesome. And kills a factory as well. Amazing move by Ret, trading expansion for main base. I love it. I feel like he got a little bit ahead right there, even though the supplies are very close. 141 to 134, Ret's lead.
Yeah, he handled it beautifully. We have another hatchery on the way over here, about halfway done. And with that back door being opened up, I think Select didn't anticipate the Zerg doing that to him, saying, oh, you mean Zerg is going to utilize this too? Normally it's just Terran.
Yeah.
So the Mutas are now out and about on the map. He can counterattack in there with Zerglings or Banelings anytime. Terran needs to expand again here. Right now, this situation is not looking good for the Terran Artosis.
Yeah, again, it's somewhat similar economies, but Ret is going to take that fourth base. Ret's got the mobility factor, and here we go. I don't know about this. Flying over all those Marines, the Thor's coming in as well, taking a ton of damage on the Muse, but here come the Banelings, and there go the Banelings.
Well, he did force the Terran to siege up and stim. There's only one medevac with this army.
Yeah.
So every stim is really going to hurt. The command center over here is almost done. Will the Terran manage to push up to this location and take out this base at the bottom left?
We will see, Tasteless. I think yes, though. And here come the Mutas going after some missile turrets. Remember, he did lose some. He got a lot of damage on them as well, engaging those Marines before. And it looks like this push definitely going to take out that hatchery. Ret's probably going to want to not even fight for it at this point. Meanwhile, Ret trying to take out this planetary fortress, outranging the turret a little bit, but some Marines are being dropped, so Select realizes he needs to keep that alive.
The hatchery getting both main facilities getting lower. The hatchery is now gone. The planetary fortress though is at risk though. Those mutilate slaves, they damage the SCVs as they're trying to repair the command center, and it's gone.
Wow. So every time Ret loses his fourth base, he kills another Select base. Select not expanding as quickly. In fact, it looks like he wants to expand back there. And if he loses that one, Tasteless, I'm getting some nerd chills here. If he loses that command center, I don't know what he's going to do, man. He'd probably just cry.
Well, Ret's in really good shape here. He's losing a lot of mutas. Whoa. That was like 4 or 5 mutas killed there. But look, Selector's having a hard time getting out of his base, and Ret is expanding yet again.
He's
here
barely
again,
mining, actually. Yeah. He's barely mining anything at all. And Ret, in the meantime, look at that, just making more hatcheries. He's like, whatevs, I'll just make another hatchery. It's not so expensive. In the meantime, he's killing these buildings that are actually much more expensive, the orbitals and planetaries. So it looks like Select wants to expand back there, but of course it's going to leave his front, his natural area, open to some sort of counterattacks if Ret so wants to do.
If he so what? If he so wants to do.
So wants to do.
The mutas are now moving out on the map. This is a pretty bad situation here for Select. Select has no presence.
Yeah, look, he's got all his units down there, man. And beautiful counterattack, taking out the siege tank, taking out the Marines, and he's going to be able to kill off a bunch of barracks. The production of Select just falling apart here, having to stim and run all his Marines up. But then, guess what? Rhett can run if he wants, but the Marines coming forward, deciding to engage with his Zerglings. And as the other units come up as well, Rhett is getting out of there.
Yes, indeed. The Mutas, the Zerglings now moving out. And look, Select is basically up against the ropes right now. Rhett has most of the map, and the parts that he's not actually on the map, it's still sort of his turf. Terran's not safe out there. And what he's basically doing is making the Terran go back and forth, defend here, defend there. And here we see another example of now this expansion not adequately defended as Mutas, Zerglings, and Banelings flood it like a scene in the movie Starship Troopers.
That is exactly it, Tasteless.
With better acting.
I tell you what, this Terran is scared.
He's afraid. He's afraid. Like, of course, the alien's afraid, man. Like,
a ton of Banelings morphing, but look at the supplies: 58 to 165. That's over 100 difference.
Yeah,
over
that's
100
pretty
more
big.
supply, man. I mean, Select is dead. Rhett has slain Select, and Select's gonna have to GG momentarily here. That's just gonna be it, man.
yeah, I mean, Select, he put up a good fight. He's a very talented player, but, you know, you gotta stay strong with your attacks and make the right decisions, and he wasn't able to do that.
No, man, he could not defend his bases. Rhett he has way too much. I think Select's going to just notice this momentarily. I mean, these mutas are just doing way too much damage.
Well,
in fact, with all the Marines up there, yeah, okay, that's going to be a GG. Rhett takes down game 1 against Select, and in just a moment, Tasteless, game number 2.